All right.
He had some fucking weird like.
No, what?
I'm trying to think like there was one time when this teacher of ours was like convinced that this one kid didn't eat enough.
Dude,
right?
Teachers would never concern themselves with this shit today.
I know, and he was like, "You need to skin your bones." He's like, "Come here," and he literally brought him to one of the lockers, and he's like, "I bet you could fit in here."
Not
and then
today,
the kid
baby.
was like, what is this? Blah, blah, blah. And he's like, "Go ahead, try it," and literally held this locker open, and this kid like stood there like all awkward, and he had to get into the locker. And not only did he get in there, the teacher closed the door, and he's like, "See how easily you could fit into a locker?" And we're like, "What is the fucking point of this?" We were just like sitting there, like he stuffed this kid into a locker, and then like one of the kids
to like make a point, but it was embarrassed at the expense of the
and
kid.
then he went to go talk, blah blah blah, and this kid takes you a pencil and he puts it through the slit. Just
what's that? The coffin call, like the torture coffin call.
And then he comes out and he's like fucking shaking everything because he's claustrophobic, and he just made him do all of this. And the teacher's like, "Well, I guess like, but like you get that you're like really thin, right?" And then like that's it.
Dude,
no apology.
can I?
No fucking nothing. Like,
sorry, I have to do another one. Not Dimitri, but this new character. This like your teacher was trying to make a point, but it totally was like the wrong thing.
It was so.
Sometimes teachers fuck up too. You know how like, there's that famous prank video where the teacher has a rule in his class where if your phone rings, you have to answer it. And so they set up a prank where they're like, "Yeah, I'm going to call you pretending to be like the pregnancy clinic. And in front of your class, you're going to answer the phone and say that you're pregnant." And the teacher's like, "Oh shit, like this is a bad strategy for me to like do." Mm-hmm. Similar thing happened in grade 8. My French teacher, dude, my French teacher was very overweight. Okay, and he was trying to explain how much he weighed, and he was like, let's say for example, he's 300 pounds. Okay, mm-hmm. He was trying to make an analogy of how much he weighed, but instead of saying like, "Hey, this textbook is 5 pounds. I weigh however many of these," he looks around the class, and to the chubbiest girl goes, "How much do you weigh?" In grade 8, dude. And even at that time, before I was like socially conscious, I know you all are cringing right now. At the time, even I was like, "Dude, that ain't the way to do it." And he points to the chubbiest girl and goes, "How much do you weigh?" And she was like, "Oh man, fuck." And she was, I shouldn't have ended on this. And she was like, "Oh, like I don't," like she's trying to play it off. She's like, and bro, to do to a girl, a 14-year-old girl, like, dude, the fucking self-esteem issues you're already dealing with and like trying to fit in and shit, so bad. So he goes, the girl's like, he's like, "How much do you weigh?" She's like, "Oh, like I don't know." He's like,
"Don't tell me he starts to get better." He's like half a baby seal,
no,
one whole elephant.
He goes like, "Let's say, can we say like 100 pounds? Is it safe to," I cannot make this up. He goes, "Safe to say like 100 pounds," and he's still pushing it. And she's like, "Yeah, I guess." And he's like, "Stand up." And he's like, so she stands up, and like this is how he's making his point about how he's fat. And he's like, I weigh 3 of her. Oh.
Big up the youth them way out of Kingston.
Horrible, dude.
That's no.
Horrible, dude.
No.
The Vladimir shit, all right. The Jennifer fucking Sarah shit, all right. The who's gay, all right.
I just realized, like, we grew up in the era of, like, Wild West fucking teaching, like, all this shit. He literally made this kid stuff himself into a locker, and, like, when he held the door, he was like, "Well, like, are you gonna make us all wait?" And the kid was, like, claustrophobic, and he made him get in there, and then he, like, one of the kids was,
and the teacher had no repercussions. This was all Gucci. Nowadays, dude, kids, if there's any fucking 17-year-olds fucking watching this, they're like, "No way this happened. No way this happened." Because nowadays, this shit would not fly, bro.
Because they're like, you're so skinny, I bet you can fit into a locker. And like the teacher kept going, and they're like, all right, he's fucking skinny, let it go. He's like, no, I gotta prove to the rest of you how skinny this kid is by stuffing him actually into a locker in front of you. And I was like,
What's
Jesus,
worse,
what-
that? No, the overweight teacher was way
Definitely,
worse.
yeah.
Because that's like, first of all, picking on a girl. Secondly, it's like saying someone. I feel like saying making fun of how skinny someone is not as bad as making fun of how overweight someone is. I mean, they're both like, right? But yeah. Oh man, the secondhand embarrassment I felt for the girl was so bad. Like even thinking back about it, my asshole was like.
Like, and you knew this, but
And
he
dude,
was,
like,
he was still like.
Think about it. He could have said, "Why did you have to pick on the chubby girl? You could have literally picked the most handsome kid in class, asked him how much he weighs, and said I weighed X amount of him, and done the math on anybody." But you literally tried to like make the most dramatic example. Like
I wonder if he in his head was like, she probably is a round number. Like, like you know, like that would make it even worse. But like,
fuck, dude.